everyone, welcome back. So today I have a taboo chat where I'm just going to answer some questions about things we don't really talk about openly, and it's a bit like, oh, you can't talk about that. So I asked over on, because I really like talking about things that are a bit like, oh, with my friends and family and such. So I asked over on Instagram for some taboo questions and such. Nothing is in a particular order. I am just going to go through the questions from the little sticker response over on my Instagram. So let's go cracking. Since following the Christian faith, have your views on sex before marriage changed? No, they haven't. So with Christianity, I'm very new at the whole thing. I went on an alpha course and it's the sort of introduction to Christianity, and it's all very new to me still, and there are bits and pieces that I won't agree with, will never agree with. I'm learning. So my relationship, for example, with my partner is our relationship, and I mean, I'm still very new at the Christianity thing. I don't know what I believe. I do believe that, you know, I'm getting awkward because this religion's a taboo topic, isn't it? I do believe in God. I feel like I've got like a safety blanket, and I feel like I've got, you know, someone there rooting for me. But that's nothing to do with my relationship with my boyfriend, for example. And if you do want to wait to have sex until you're married, fine. That's your thing. You know, me and my partner continue to have sex and continue how things are. And I don't believe you have to wait. If you want to wait, that's your choice, but I don't believe it makes someone any more or less of a Christian. So I am just editing the video you are currently watching. Hello. And I just wanted to touch on Christianity a little bit more, just because it was a topic that came up a lot in my questions on Instagram, and I feel like because of the setting, like I had my studio lights up and my main filming camera like set up, I don't know why, but I found that really difficult to like relax and get into the zone of being able to talk about it. And I was like, I know it's a taboo video and I know that's the whole point, but I think I find it easier just doing this. So I just wanted to say one more sort of thing about it, just to clear things up if you did ask any religion-based questions, because I just feel a bit more relaxed with my vlog camera and I'm sat in the office, I'm editing, and yeah. So I am a Christian. I am a baby Christian. I'm a new Christian. I was christened as a baby, and then things kind of fizzled out, as they, you know, some things may do. And this time last year I did my first alpha course, which is typically a 10-week course where you kind of get introduced to Christianity. You watch a series of videos which are really, really good, and they're sort of relatable. They're on your level. Like, it's not so like, religion. It's very like casual and cozy. And I've since done the alpha course 2 more times. I took my sister along to one, then Tom along to another, and now Tom and Joanna are both doing the current one. I'm doing the current one, but I'm like helping behind the scenes. So I don't feel in a place to like say empowering things about Christianity, because I'm still learning and things, but I can give you like my experience and my sort of thoughts on my initial journey, which is right now. And I believe in God. I do believe that, you know, I've got someone looking out for me, but I'm also very spiritual. So I do also believe that, you know, I don't know. I just find it hard to articulate. I'm not very good at this. But regarding Christianity, like, I feel, how I could describe it to people, I feel like I've got a security blanket in God. I feel like he is my wingman. So my relationship with God may be a bit casual at the moment because I am new to this, but I feel like he's there. I feel like he's a bit of my guide. He's a bit of a supporter and encouragement, someone that I can fall back on, someone to pray to, someone to look to. Yeah, so I am very new at this. Things aren't going to come out properly, like, and I think just filming in my bedroom with the, you know, the whole setup, I think I mean, it's a scary thing to do anyway. I'm very used to filming, like I love it. But I just think when it comes to topics like that, it's a bit harder. Like, it's a bit like, oh, I don't know what to say. But I'm actually going to, it's called Connect. It's like a group thing this evening where you just kind of chat about things, and I was just editing and I just thought, you know what, I didn't really give much away there. And it is, you know, a new part of my journey on this planet, and it is, you know, it's a journey. And so I'm a Christian, I believe in God. And yeah, I mean, I've got questions, I've got many questions, I've got many things I don't believe in, many things that I don't agree with, that many Christians do believe. Like, there's so many things that I'm like, But each person takes what they will from things, and you know, if I find comfort in something, then excellent. If you find comfort in something, then amazing. Like, and that's what's happened. I think it came for me at the right time. There's a painting, I can't remember what it's called, but it's at St Paul's Cathedral in London, and it's a picture of a door that's covered in like shrubbery and stuff, and it's not got a handle on the outside, but Jesus is knocking at the door, so it's up to the person to open that door. And it's sort of saying, when you're ready, he will come to you. When you're ready, I think the story behind it is when you're ready to open the door, he'll come in and eat with you. So it's your choice, it's your decision, you're in control, but he is always there ready. And I really like that. That was sort of a moment for me when I saw that in the alpha video, that I was like, yes, I really like that. So yeah, there's a little bit into my Christianity. I'm so sorry. I feel like haven't structured this very well at all. If, you know, you would like another video on religion, then, you know, let me know and we can structure things a bit better. But there's just a little bit there, but I just found that a bit difficult. Oh, I don't know. So now you're going to go back to me sat in my bedroom with my setup, and I'm going to go back to editing. How do you balance your relationship with being chronically ill? So I think this is a really good one, because it doesn't just mean people can relate to it if they have got a chronic illness, but people can also relate it with mental illness as well. So when you enter a new relationship, whether it be with a boyfriend, girlfriend or friend, it can be really, really difficult to kind of let your walls come down and be like, look, this is how everything is, accept it or run away now. So I'm very much the kind of person that like lays everything out on the table. I'm like, this has happened to me, this is what I've got, this is what you're going to be dealing with, do you want in or do you want out? I'm very much, not so much like, well, kind of, I don't know, but Tom is I'm very lucky that Tom is so understanding. There are difficulties, because there are some things he's like, well, why can't you do that? And I'm like, because I can't. I'm just like, with Emmy, it is a difficult illness to understand, same with fibromyalgia, because some days you look on top form, you can do many things and blah blah blah, but then the next day you could be completely bedbound, your muscles could go into breakdown and you could experience paralysis. Like, you really don't know what the day is going to bring, so sometimes plans have to change, plans have to be cancelled and swapped. But he is so super understanding, and the same with my mental health as well. I mean, Tom hasn't really had experience himself, which is really, really good for him. So he does find things difficult to comprehend, but so do lots of other people. But he does it in such a way that is so understanding and supportive that it's fine. It kind of, like, he's never like, oh, there's no pressure, there's no nothing. So it is really lovely in that sense. But just being chronically ill in general is a difficulty, but he's amazing with it, so I'm really lucky in that way. But yeah, I can do, it's difficult because there are good days and bad days, there are in-between days, there are bedbound days, and it makes me feel guilty when he's like, oh, what have you been up to, you know, when he comes over or when we have our calls or whatever. It's like, oh, what have you been up to today? And I want to say, oh, you know, because he's obviously had a really busy day, I want to say, oh, I did this, and it's been so productive. But sometimes it's, I had a shower, and that's all I could manage. And so for me, it was that guilt and me not feeling good enough. Then it just feels so lovely when he, you know, says how proud he is of me when I do these little tasks to me that feel huge, to others may look small, but it's nice to sort of get a bit of a recognition that, you know, I'm doing a good job. Do you believe in God, or are you more spiritual? As I just mentioned, I'm very new in this whole Christianity situation, and I would say I believe in God, but I would also say I am very spiritual. I believe that, you know, there are other things, you know, I mean, there was a butterfly, I mentioned this in my weekly vlog, there was a butterfly on stage during my show week, just constantly made a beeline for me, and I was like, who is this? So I believe that was someone. I heavily believe, yeah, I am very spiritual, yeah. Would you go to a spiritual medium? I think I have, but I'm so sceptical that I think, what have you read? Or I don't know, I'm very sceptical that I feel like they would have to say something that is like, whoa, no one else would know that. And have you ever felt a connection from the spiritual world? Yes. There has been so many times where I'm in bed and I feel like a stroke on my cheek, and I wake up and Tom's fast asleep. Or obviously before Tom, and it's happened before, and it's like, who was that? So yes, I would say that. What has been the hardest part of living with chronic illness? It's the sort of understanding of everyone else. So even when I come to terms with it and accept it, and I'm in a good place, and then someone else judges or doesn't quite understand, it can be quite a knockback. And also, I grieve for how I was pre-chronic conditions. And my sister unfortunately also has fibromyalgia, and she feels the same way. Like, we grieve for who we were, and we took so many things that we could do for granted. And it's like, there are so many things, like I can't say, yep, I'll do one thing this day, this day, this day. You have to schedule in time for a rest day or like a crash day, and it's inconvenient. Like, if you're on holiday, you want to do things every day, so that can be difficult. Being independent can be quite difficult. I'm not in the position to drive at the moment. I'm epileptic, and I mean, I have been clear of a seizure for the right amount of time now, but there's still situations in my brain, and then obviously the fibro and the pain management and such, and just the anxiety towards it as well. So being independent with travel is really difficult, because I can never sort of say yes to plans without seeking help from someone else. Maybe it's like, yes, I can come out for dinner, but I will need to obviously I can get a taxi, but it's just like, I always feel like I can't just do things independently. As I said, it chops and changes, things get better, things get worse. So would you use a moon cup? I never have. I don't think I ever will, unless it becomes like the only thing available, because I want something. But just simply because I have OCD, and I think I find it difficult to wash up even, so I feel like I would find it really difficult to continue to clean it and then put it back and then take it out clean. Like, I don't know if I would be able to do that. I mean, it'd be an interesting experiment for me to do, but also I don't know if that would be, are they comfortable? I don't know. I don't typically like tampons either, because I don't like something just permanently there, unless I'm wearing it wrong, because apparently you're not even supposed to feel anything there, but I just stick to my sanitary towels for now. How do you have confidence for sex? I honestly believe that it comes from the love you have with your partner, because I'm very much at a point now where it's just like, I really don't care. I mean, I wouldn't like walk around the house naked, like I couldn't do that, just because I feel so vulnerable. But sex wise, I always think, I mean, I was taught this from a very young age, that if you have sex with someone and it goes wrong, or like something awkward happens, I say awkward, doesn't matter, you have to be comfortable enough to laugh about it with your partner. And like, we love each other so much, it doesn't matter, like, who cares what happens? So I mean, it's not always been there, but I think it is just who you're with, I guess. I know that was a really crappy answer. But if you don't necessarily feel confident and you don't feel sort of relaxed, it's not going to be nice anyway. And obviously it's supposed to be an enjoyable experience. So hopefully confidence will just come with love. As your love grows, your confidence grows. What are blogger events truly like? Would there be awkward feelings and tension? I've never experienced any drama or like awkwardness or necessarily tension myself, but I know other people have, and I'm friends with people that have tension with other influencers and they feel uncomfortable. But I mean there's been one, okay, where it was fine at the very beginning, and then we went on sort of like a bus type thing to a concert with a brand, and I was sat by myself with one of the PRs, and it's not because I don't like dive in with people. I'm super like, I'll chat with anyone, I'm friendly, I have a good time. But there was a group of people who I get along with and they're lovely, but when they were in that group I was like, oh, I feel really intimidated. And they all sat at the back of this coach and they were talking so loud, like I didn't feel like I could go and sit with them because I don't look like them, I don't do my makeup like they do, like I'm not as, I don't know, like let me think actually what it is. They were a sort of aspirational influencer group that I can't necessarily relate to, but I that doesn't bother me. Like I don't care if you're this or you're that or whatever. Don't know what that represented, but I don't care if we're polar opposites. I will still make time for anyone. Like it doesn't bother me who you are, where you come from, what your background is, whatever. That doesn't bother me. But I just felt like, oh, I can't go there because I feel like they might be thinking that. It probably weren't at all. They'd have welcomed me with open arms. But that was the only experience I was like, I feel like I can't sit with you. I don't know. I do find I rarely go to them anymore just because I feel a bit irrelevant, insignificant, and a bit like I don't belong. But I'm sure everyone feels that way. It does sometimes feel a bit like high school. You've mentioned sertraline before. What do you take it for? So sertraline is a drug that is kind of like an umbrella drug for anxiety disorders and depression disorders. So I was put on it when I was sort of 16, 17 when I was having counselling. My therapist at CAMS, which is Child Adolescent Mental Health Services, recommended I go on it just because I needed a baseline of help. So CBT was helping, the chats and therapy was helping, but I needed to raise my baseline of mood. Does that make sense? So I was put on sertraline. So for me, it was like I had depression and I had severe anxiety. Really low self-esteem, OCD, PTSD. So again, they're all sort of an umbrella of an anxiety disorder. So I've been on that ever since. Sometimes my dose is high and then we half it to try, you know, and see how that goes, but then it always goes back. I think I'm on the half at the moment and things are okay, but this time of year I always get quite low. Anyways, so that's what I'm on that for. And I really do recognise if I missed a day, I can tell. And yeah, I think medication for mental health and physical health is absolutely fine. I've had conversations with people that are totally against it and don't, or are for medication for physical health but are against medication for mental health, and there is no difference to that. Like if you saw a scan of my brain, for example, with my PTSD, it would look completely different to someone that has not had trauma. It's different. There's a chemical imbalance that medication will help, and it's a lifesaver for many, many people, and it just let people be, I think. If it's not harming you, why? Doesn't matter, it's not your business. So yes, I take sertraline proudly and it really helps me. When did you first have sex? I was actually 18. Was I 18? Yeah, and it was with a friend. So it was fine. Was it memorable or was it peer pressure? No, as I said, I was 18 when I had my first consensual sex, and it was awkward, but like, again, because we were friends, it was fine. It was in his university dorm, in a single bed. I've told him he was my first, like it was fine. It's just awkward. There's a lot of fumbling around. There's a lot of, oh, this is weird. This is not how it is in the movies. Yeah. You mentioned you go to the gym. How do you push yourself with your chronic condition and also when you're on medication that makes it hard to lose weight? So I'm on quite a lot of different medications for various conditions or situations or whatever. And when I was first put on Epilim, I'm not on Epilim anymore, thank goodness. When I first was on that, it made me put on 2 stone, and then through that I developed an underactive thyroid, which makes it really, really difficult to lose weight. So yes, it is, I would lose weight at a lot slower of a rate than the average person, which can be really disheartening. But the main reason I go to the gym is I'm doing something for me. I'm leaving the house, I'm walking there, I'm getting the bus, I'm having fresh air, I'm in a different environment, and I feel really good when I come home. So I don't necessarily go to lose weight, I go because I have a sense of sort of pride for myself when I come home, and I feel really proud that I've done that. It's not an easy thing. I don't find it easy to walk in there when, you know, and I see my reflection, like I don't love it, like at all. But, you know, I'm learning, I'm getting there, I'm growing as a person, I'm glowing as a person, and it's a nice sort of step to take, so I am enjoying it. And obviously I would like to lose weight, but it is difficult with everything that I hear. What's your opinion on men cheating and wanting forgiveness? I think this is completely like dependent on situation, circumstance, and how long you've been with someone. Well, it's just so, I don't know if I would be able to get over it if I was cheated on. Because I'm a very anxious person. I'm not necessarily paranoid, but I do make situations in my head and make things worse, and I just feel like that trust would be gone, and I don't think I'd be able to deal with it. But I know lots of people that have, I know lots of people that will and can, and it's not a great thing, obviously. What's your opinion on wanting a baby but not being in a position to have one, or reborn dolls? So, wanting a baby but not in the position to have one. I'm very much, if I would like a family, but if I or my partner are not able to have children naturally, I would like to adopt. But if you mean position in another way, like financially or living wise, or you're just not in the right position but you want one, I just think you have to, if you have a love for your hypothetical child that's not here yet, you would want the best for that child, so you could wait till circumstances change. But if it's infertility issues, or if, I mean, sadly some of my friends and family have had infertility issues and miscarriages, and then things have worked out, I just think if you want to be a mum, if you want to be a parent, there are ways. So, but reborn dolls, I think if you want a reborn doll, that's lovely. It's you know. Do your illnesses ever get in the way of your sex life? So, not really, I wouldn't say. I mean, just like everyone, there are times where like, I don't feel like doing it right now. You're not in the mood, you're tired, you know, you're not feeling your best. There are so many things that you're like, I don't want to have sex right now. So I feel like it's the same as anyone else. I wouldn't say that I'm ever, because if you're in the mood, you're in the mood. Obviously, my chronic condition is going to be at a different level to someone else's, so someone else may have a completely different answer. But for me personally, it does not get in the way. And it's fine, it's great. And that is my final question. So, thank you to everyone that asked your questions. There are quite a few more, but they're all related to like sex, medication, illness, health. Yeah, we're on that kind of basis. So I think I've kind of covered the main frequently asked ones. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you did. Give me a big fat thumbs up. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!